What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
Welcome to Gossip in the Grove, the podcast where the tea is hot and the stories are even hotter.
That's right. And today we're kicking off our very first episode with not one, but two very special guests.
Joining us today are two of Oak Grove's most prominent figures, Mayor Jackie Oliver and Chief of Police Dennis Cunningham.
Stick around, folks. We are diving into community updates, behind the scenes stories, and maybe even a little gossip of their own.
Thank you for being here today, Jackie.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
And of course, we could not do this without the backbone of our community safety, Chief Cunningham. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the invite.
So, Mayor Oliver, let's start with you. Oak Grove has such a powerful sense of community. What do you think makes this town so unique?
We do have a little town, but it's got a great big heart. We have a lot of people that are transient, which is sad, but we also have a lot of them that have been here for years and years. I think that they really do appreciate the fact that the city is growing. Nobody likes change, but it seems as though they're accepting it rather well.
Okay.
And what do you love most about this town and its people?
When I first moved to Oak Grove, I moved here in '94. We didn't even have the stoplight down there. I love to see all the little achievements that have come and then the big achievements that have come. So it makes it unique that you can. I came from a rather big city up in Indiana, and you didn't have the closeness that you can have in a small town. You can get to know a lot of people, a lot of different personalities. I love that.
So your husband was here in the military, correct? When you
Correct.
first, okay, so you
Correct.
saw a lot of changes.
I saw a lot of changes.
Okay. So you were saying 1994,
'94.
okay. So how much would you say that Oak Grove has grown?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, a lot has changed, since we've moved here as well. So, I mean, I get that. I can see that. So, tell me, what has been your proudest achievement since you have been the mayor?
Getting Bucky's back.
Ha! I knew she was going to say that.
I don't know what else you can say on that.
That was quite of a
It was an
challenge.
adventure.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I was sad when I found out that Bucky's was talking about going to Exit 1. Everybody knew it was a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. And so when I became the mayor, I was like, I want to get Bucky's back. So I had some trials and tribulations in City Hall, and I was actually crying one day. And the judge executive in Hopkinsville called me and said, if there's anything I could do for you. I said, well, I'm already crying. I might as well just go ahead and dig my own grave. I want Bucky's back. He said, we can't do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking that as an answer. And so I didn't. And I had a lot of meetings that a lot of people didn't even know I was having. Late night, early morning, I did whatever I could. And I was so forever grateful that they decided to come back. I think that's going to be a huge economic hit for the city of Oak Grove.
So on the tourism side, what is your thoughts about the Buc-ee's on the tourism side?
I believe that, for one, I want to thank tourism for helping out with the incentive package that we gave Buc-ee's. But it's going to be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but go into the town. When you go to Buc-ee's, you're going to go into the town.
Right.
So I think that that tourism is going to not know what to do with all the people that we're going to
yeah,
get.
yeah. But you know what? We're really looking forward to it, though.
Yeah.
They say that this one's going to be one of the probably the biggest Buc-ee's. Now, any chance that we get, like if we travel or something, because we just went to Atlanta, so and there is a Buc-ee's down in that area, so we stopped, and it is amazing how big and how many people just pull in. They don't, not just for gas. I mean, people don't even pull in just for the gas. They pull in to actually experience a Buc-ee's. So it's really amazing to me, and I really do look forward to when Buc-ee's come, because it is going to be another big tourist attraction that we can really sink our teeth into and promote and market and say, hey, this is another one. We just got back from a Chicago travel and adventure show, and somebody came up to me and asked about a Buc-ee's. Hey, do you have a Buc-ee's? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, so we started talking about the Buc-ee's and stuff. And not only from that, but so I think was it somebody from New York, Scarlett?
Yes, it was a lady from New York. As soon as she found out we were in Kentucky, and she said, "Oh, Kentucky? Oh, I know y'all have a Buc-ee's down there." And so,
Yeah. And we said, well, we do. We have two in certain areas. We have like the one in Richmond and then the one in Smith Grove. I said, but now, I said, Oak Grove, Kentucky, I said, is going to have one. I said, it's going to be one of the biggest ones that we're going to have. So I said, you're going to have to come and visit, go from New York to Oak Grove, Kentucky, So it was really interesting how many people actually do their vacation around of Buc-ee's.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
crazy.
and I can attest to the going to Buc-ee's and not getting gas, because I've been to Buc-ee's a few times. Never once got gas at Buc-ee's.
I just hope that when it opens, if I'm still in office, they put a sidewalk, because I will not be able to fit in this chair. Just going and getting brisket sandwiches unless I'm walking. I'm going to have to get some exercise somehow. So I figure I may be able to walk there and get a brisket sandwich.
And those are really good. Everything in there is really good, though. The brisket sandwich, I think the chief likes the nuggets. You like the Buc-ee's
yeah.
nuggets.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah. I think you like the
Very
Buc-ee's
good.
nuggets the
They
best.
sent
Yeah.
me 10 bags of those, and Chief absolutely
Well,
ate
well,
two.
somebody left them on the table, and they were homeless. I gave them a home. That's what I do. I support the community.
You give them a home
I gave them a home.
in the stomach.
Yeah.
So, what is a message you would like to share with the people of Oak Grove right now, Mayor?
My message is, I will always, always work hard for you, as hard as I possibly can for you. You're always number one on my list. I put the city above even my family, which shame on me because I never should, but I do. I put my heart and soul into the city, and I hope that everyone sees that that's what I do. And my door never closes. A lot of the residents know where I live at, which I get people stop at my house. They know where I live at. Mm-hmm. They knock on the door. We settle whatever problem needs to be settled. Mm-hmm. And then they go on their way. They know my phone number. They call me. And I don't mind that.
Right. Okay, so what do you think, Mayor, is next for Oak Grove in terms of the growth and development? And is there anything else that you can tell us that
Hint
there's
about?
hint about?
Gossip
Is this going to be? Is there a rumor? Do you want to do a little bit of gossiping to say, hey, this is what's coming, this is what's not coming? So can you elaborate on anything?
I can.
Okay.
Down on the east end of Walter Garrett, we will have a cannabis distribution. That's already been approved. Should break ground on that soon. We should really be breaking ground on Buc-ee's anytime also.
Yes.
They said in the first quarter.
Right.
So we should be doing that soon. We're going to have the cannabis. I've talked to that man about possibly doing a sports bar down there.
Nice.
So that's still in the talking
In the
phase.
talking stages, yes.
I talked to another gentleman that came in, and he's talking about putting a brewery down there.
That would be a game changer for
Yes,
Oak
ma'am.
Grove, because we've always said, as a tourism attraction or anything tourism-wise, a distillery, a winery, a brewery, anything like that will help us.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that is, I don't think I think where is the closest brewery? Do we know where the closest brewery is? Is that in Hoptown?
I think
Probably
I think Hopkinsville has
Hopkinsville Brewing, yeah.
Hopkinsville Brewing. So that would be really, really interesting and really neat to have a brewery in Oak Grove because it just will fit and it'll be like one big thing that we can just do all together. So we just need to continue on that path. So
And we do have homes going in.
oh, great!
About 300 of them. It's probably going to be later in the year when they actually start on those. But we've got about 300 of them coming in, so that's going to definitely help.
Oh, that'll help a lot.
Yeah.
That's great.
And our water tower project.
Yes. Where's that at right now?
Bucky's is doing some testing
Okay.
to see if we can put it up there.
Oh, okay. So instead of being across on this side
Correct.
of I-24, it'll be on the cross where Bucky's is.
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always love when I get to meet the performers that you guys have when you have your
Spring to summer?
spring to summer. Brett Michaels was awesome. And you all know that I got his mic stand, so I will forever be grateful.
Did you get his bike stand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you buy it in the auction?
Did you buy it in the
Yes.
auction? Oh,
It's
my
in my
goodness.
office,
I did
yeah.
not even know
Yeah,
that.
he autographed it and
That's
everything.
awesome.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I did not even know that.
Oh yeah, it's in my office. Anybody wants to see it? It's in my office. He did sign it. He did sing with it.
Did it say to Mayor Jackie Oliver, or did he just sign it his name?
No, I think it was just he
Signed.
signed his name. Yeah, because it was done in
So
an
that
auction.
means if it disappears one of these days to
my.
somebody because there's not a
Who's
name
your
on
first
there.
suspect?
Let me see. Dennis Cunningham. Let me get that going right.
I'm just saying, if it doesn't have your name on it, you never know what could happen.
You said it's in your office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My door never shuts. If you have a problem, if you have a question,
You always have that open door policy.
absolutely come in and talk to me.
Yeah,
If
which
I can't
makes it
figure
nice.
it out, I'll lie to you and find somebody. No. I'm just kidding on that part. No. We'll get an answer. We'll get an answer from somebody.
Well, thank you, Mayor. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Chief Cunningham.
This ought to be good.
This is going to be real good. Okay, Chief Cunningham, let's talk safety. What has been the biggest challenge in keeping Oak Grove safe?
The biggest challenge in Oak Grove is our location. One of the issues we have, and a lot of people don't realize how much traffic flow that we actually have running in and out of the city during a daytime. I can tell you this, that within a 30-day period, over 1.3 million vehicles went through the city of Oak Grove, whether it was on 115, Hugh Hunter, or Fort Campbell Boulevard. So if you think about the numbers, most of those cars, like you do with your events here, you can see a car's not going to have just one person. It's going to have a driver, probably another adult passenger,
Right.
and probably 2 or 3 children. So now multiply that number by the number of people that's probably coming through the city. Now, some of those are coming out of Fort Campbell, doing what they do, and then going back onto Fort Campbell. That same vehicle may be actually caught up in that statistic probably 2 or 3 times. That's a possibility. But still, it's traffic. It's still counted as something that's on the roadway. And us being right outside of Fort Campbell, right outside of Clarksville, just south of Hopkinsville, that puts us right in the middle of everything. So statistics show that criminal activity flows. So most people won't do crime where they live. They're going to go somewhere else, because that way nobody's going to know who they are. In some circumstances, that's not correct, but in most circumstances, generally speaking. So you have a lot of people from Clarksville coming up this way. If their mindset was to go to Hopkinsville or north of Oak Grove, they still got to come through Oak Grove. Either way that it goes. Either it's I-24 or whatever, they're still going to pass by Oak Grove. So that's always been a challenge. And crime in Oak Grove is actually ran by by time frames, and it's really strange. And the other chiefs that I've talked to in the area and outside of this area have all said the same thing. You'll get times when, for 3 months, you'll have vehicle break-ins, and then for the next 18 months, you won't have a single one. So what's that telling you? It's a crime of opportunity. They're going to walk by, and some people, for whatever reason, leave their key fobs in their car. So all you got to do is touch the door handle. If it beeps, that's your car. It's gone. So that's one of the unique things about being here. It's you get everything, and everything comes through here.
So that's a big challenge to try and
Oh,
keep everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
Yeah.
I could have 4 investigators in there, and they'd be swamped 5 days a week. Guarantee it.
Wow.
So, how has policing changed in a small town like ours over the years?
Tremendously. When I first took over the cities, so I'm the second longest tenured employee of Oak Grove. Major Lynch, my assistant chief, is the longest. He's been here for 18 years. I've been here for 17. He's going on 19. I'm going on 18. So back in the day, what they would, of course, a lot of things have changed. Not only policing, it's the way the city government was operated. The big thing was, okay, we need cars. Well, let's go out and get 10 cars. Well, here's the problem with buying 10 cars. In 5 years, you're replacing 10 cars because now all those are out there. They're wore out. Not wore out, but recommended for exchange. Which is, when you go to buy, at today's prices, 10 cars, you're talking, well, they're right at $50,000 a piece. That's before you upfit them with all the electronics and everything that goes into it. You're talking almost $60,000 a pop. So that's $600 and some $1,000 you're spending on vehicles in 1 year. So what we've learned to do is have an end date for that vehicle. So if it makes it there, if it doesn't get involved in a major collision where it's totaled out, it's easier to replace it as you go and not wait and do it all at one time because of the amount of money that it takes. And that's with all of our equipment. So, and technology has also changed to the point now to where, and you can never stay up with technology. Technology moves at such a pace that you can never afford
Oh, yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Back when recording systems in cars were first starting to make their way into law enforcement, they were really expensive, and a lot of units didn't buy them because of the expense. But here's the thing. It could be a game changer when it comes to either an investigation, whether good or bad, against an officer or for an officer. That's your bread and butter. If you can show on tape that you did nothing wrong and it's in black and white, it's kind of hard to go with. But they've increased that so much now to where a regular system now, and that includes the body cam, is like $35,000 a person, a vehicle.
Yeah.
So if you add that to that car, now you have a $60,000 car. Now you just put another $30,000 camera. So you're talking almost $100,000 per car. But that same technology changes so frequently that there's no city in the United States that could ever keep up with it. But we've got it to where, and I'm going to give my staff the kudos on this because, they stay on top of it. If we need something, we get it fixed. We have very little downtime on any of the equipment that we have, and that's what you try to keep up with is what you have. Is there bigger and brighter things out there to use? Absolutely. But do you really need it? That's the whole thing. Facial recognition. Everybody says, "Oh, that's the way of the future," and AI, that's the way of the future. Well, sure it is. Well, if you've got $300,000-$400,000 in your pocket to where you can buy that program system, that's a good program. We don't have that kind of money, so we had to be very frugal with what we spend because it's out of the pockets of city council. I can't do my job correctly without their approval and support, and which, thank God, I haven't had a single problem with that.
Right. So what is one thing that you wish that more people would know about your job?
About my job,
Would understand more about what you do, your job.
just exactly what it entails.
Okay.
Everybody, and I can see where they would say this, that all I am is the pretty face behind the badge.
Well,
And
I've said that many times.
I know,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
why I said that specifically.
Because the mayor says, "Oh, you're the pretty face behind that badge."
Oh, look at that.
So, and again, this goes along with the technology. And the mayor, she fields complaints against city workers all the time, and the police department is no different. When somebody can come up and say, "Hey, I don't like this officer because they did a traffic stop," and then you review the video tape of the traffic stop and find out that everything was done exactly the way it should be. So you're going to have to tell somebody that thinks that they've been wrong that, no, you wasn't wrong. You were wrong.
That's right.
So, and that's actually a big part of what I do.
Okay, Chief, what's one safety tip you wish more residents would follow?
I think being more aware of your surroundings. The problem with society now is nobody pays attention to anything that's around them. And when you get to that level in your life, you're opening yourself up to disappointment. How often do you go to the mall and you see 2 or 3 people walking in a group? Nobody's watching where they're walking, but all of them are looking at their phones. They're either texting or looking at something. They're doing something other than paying attention to your surroundings. And I tell everybody, and when I did the active shooter class, one of the things that I told all the tourism representatives that was there, before you get out of your car, when you get home, look around. As you pull into your driveway, pull in slow. Watch those headlights. Make sure that there's nothing like in the bushes, or if something looks out of place, call law enforcement. Now, call either the non-emergency number, or if you see something, call 911. I would rather have 50 people call and have us respond for nothing than I had one time where somebody was assaulted or a female raped or something really bad that happened, a murder. I would rather go to 50 calls like that than I had.
So watch what you're doing. Watch where you're
absolutely
walking.
watch,
look at
watch
your surroundings.
Everything.
Right. Oak Grove is probably, it is a very good, nice. It is. It's a great town.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's gotten so much better through over the years. And there is so much more here in Oak Grove that people even realize. I mean, it really is, because there's a lot of people that come here and go, "Wow, I never knew this was here."
Right.
I never knew that, like the spring to summer. You can't tell me after 18 years, people still, "Well, I had no idea that you guys did this." Oh, come on now.
Yep.
18 years, and we're international and a regional award-winning festival. And we do so much more for this community than, any other community does for their own community, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
I mean, we've grown a lot. I think we do good.
I think so.
And with the support of the mayor and the city council and stuff, I think, tourism and Valor Hall, I think, we've come a long way, and it's all because of the city and my commission. I mean, we're just,
it's teamwork.
it is. It's teamwork, and we love it, and we just, continue to move on. Like, this podcast is, this is new for 2025, and we're launching our gift shop is new for 2025. So we try and do something new every year. So yeah, we're liking it a little bit. So yeah.
Hey, and Chief, what about you? What's the best way for residents to stay informed about community safety?
Again, it goes right back to the neighborhood watch program. Get involved in it. Get involved. If you have questions, that's what I'm there for. If you have a question about a legal matter, call the police department. We'll take care of it. We'll give you the best advice that we can. If we can't handle it, we'll definitely point you in the right direction, give you a phone number and the name of somebody to get in contact
And I'm
with.
sure that the Oak Grove PD has a Facebook page, correct?
Yes.
And then the city of
city
Oak
does.
Grove has a Facebook page. So if nothing else, can they contact you through those? Can they leave
Absolutely.
a message on that? And
Yes,
stuff? Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. A huge thank you to Mayor Oliver and Chief Cunningham for stopping by and sharing their
Grow.
insights. And thank you for tuning in. Just don't forget to subscribe and join us next week as we dive more stories, secrets, and of course, gossip.
See you next time.
Yay!